My dear colleagues, I welcome you to this very small discussion forum. Actually, our today's focus is on how we want to see our ODL organization in the future, in the near future and in the distant future. I think that is the focus. So I would like to concentrate on the focus itself so that we can learn from each other. This is not that I will be talking just for the sake of a lecture. This is not the thing. I have come here basically with the intention of learning something from different countries. So you have your own experience, we have our own experience. If we share, then definitely we will be benefited mutually. And that's the major purpose. So in the context of Bangladesh, the focus should be basically in the context of Bangladesh, because in Bangladesh, our university is one of the oldest in the public sector. This Open University was established in 1992, and since then it is endeavoring to reach a respectable height in the case of open and distance education. What we are now, this is one thing, and what we want to be in the future, this is a different thing. Whenever we think about the future, definitely we must base our thinking on the past and also on the present stock of whatever we have. So in our organization, what we are now doing, whatever technologies were available in the past, everything could not be used properly because of many limitations, especially due to lack of leadership at the top of the organization and even in the government, because in the public universities are controlled by the government through funding. I think in every country this is the scenario. So, but this way, that way, the leaders are appointed on political consideration. The Vice Chancellor is appointed on political consideration. For example, I am also a Vice Chancellor. So I have been appointed absolutely on political consideration. So it is our responsibility, who is appointed at this seat, so his responsibility or her responsibility to be on track and try to not to be dictated by the government people. Because if you have that kind of darts, you can avoid the government people, political people. It's possible. And inshallah, I am doing it. I am trying to do it. Nobody is interfering in my activities and nobody dares to, because I am on the right track and I am not doing anything which is detrimental to the state or detrimental to any political party or even detrimental to the organization itself. That's why nobody dares interfering. So previously we depended mainly on printed materials for delivering the things. This is a very quite classic. Everybody is doing it. So what's the new? So by this time we have made a plan. My tenure is only for 7 months. During the last 7 months, there were many general strikes in the country. There were many political problems in the country. So we could not get much time. Net time was about 3 months out of 7 months. So during this time, we have made a plan to make our organization fully technology oriented, fully technology dependent. So what we are thinking in that case, we are trying to use the video lectures through the television channel. In our country, government has its own channel, and I have a dealing with the government to use the national TV channel, and government has agreed it, and we have already started telecasting our video programs. Our lecturers are producing the video programs in our own studio. We have developed a studio for recording purposes, costing over I think it is $9 million, over $9 million. So it's very expensive. So keeping this type of expenditures, but I think that for many universities or ODL institutions, it may not be possible to develop a so big and sophisticated studio. In that case, what we can do, we can share the materials of each other globally. So say for example, in our university, we have changed the way of delivering the materials. If in your university you are having some difficulties in using this kind of studio, for example due to lack of finance you are not able to develop a good studio, what we have now, all of our equipments are digital and everything is you can say the state of the art technology, art of the state technology. So we can use it, you can use it. So some kind of international collaboration is the need for the future organization. If we cannot go international, if we just concentrate only on our own compartment, in our own region, our own country, then I don't think we would be able to deliver the things effectively, and we will not do justice to our nations. So let us have an international forum, let's have an international platform. We need in the future a common platform globally, so that that common platform, like the internet, can be used by anybody, by any organization throughout the world. In the case of delivering the materials, in addition to this platform, at the national level, what we can do, we can also use our local radio. In most of the countries, I think there are community radios, there are FM radios, and also there are terrestrial national level radios. So whenever you are working in a particular region, you can use the narrowcasting system. We call it narrowcasting system in ODL language. That is using the local technology, especially community radio and local cable operators. In many countries, I think in our country also, there are local cable operators. They provide services to each family, each house on a rental basis. For example, in our country, you can have access to all the television channels, most important television channels all over the world. In Bangladesh, we can see more than 100 television channels from different countries of the world. And this is on a payment basis. Usually we pay about only 300 taka. 300 taka means it is equivalent to $4 only.
In a month.
So these services are provided by cable operators. We call them cable operators. So we from the Open University can use this cable operator service. We can give our video materials to those operators, and instead of showing film, they will show our own records for a particular period of time, only for our students. So if the students are informed earlier that this is the schedule in the cable operators TV channels, then they will look at all these programs. So this is one way to be local. You can localize and you can customize your own requirements. We can also collaborate internationally to help each other by giving technology, by giving technical assistance. In that case, your expenses will be much less than if you do it in your own way, in your own country. Then we can go for video conferencing and audio conferencing. This is very simple, you know. If we do something in Bangladesh, it can be seen from America, it can be seen from Nigeria, it can be seen from Zambia or Zimbabwe or Swaziland, and with a minimum of cost. Even you can use Skype in order to have this kind of video conferencing even without any cost. So we have to think this way, otherwise open education will not develop in the world. Then real-time TV programs. If we have access to TV programs in our country, we have already contracted with the government for the national TV channel. And side by side in our country, for our parliament, there is a dedicated TV channel, only for parliament session. By this time, we have come to an agreement with the government to use this TV channel, this parliament TV channel for Bangladesh Open University. So usually, you know, there are two sessions of the parliament. In this, during these two sessions, usually about 3 months of time are devoted. So nine months are left out. So now government has permitted us to use these 9 months only for our educational purposes. So this way you can think also in your country if there is a possibility of having additional TV channel. There are many private TV channels. You can have agreement with those TV channels, because if we don't go for that, then finally it would be very difficult to survive, because there is a tough competition. There will be hyper competition in the future also in the case of education because of emergence of private universities. So if private universities can develop, if private universities can have their own students, why not we? Open distance system has a very prospective market. So it depends on us how to catch the market, how to attract the target customers, and how to convince them about the quality of our education, about the quality of our graduates. So in the future also we need some kind of public-private partnership in order to convince the employers that we are giving high quality. Why? Whenever we will go for PPP, triple P, public-private partnership, then the private operators, private companies, private organizations, the NGOs will come forward to help us. We can take their help in the development of studios. We can take help for internship programs for our graduate students. and even we can take help from the organizations for executive faculty members. This way and that way, there will be a good linkage with the private sector. And automatically, the quality of education can be ensured, and employers will be convinced that since they are also involved with us in the education delivery, so definitely they will also accept our graduates as of good quality. In that case, our graduates will have a good market, and it will have a publicity value also in the country. So it is, and then we are going in our country, we are going for real-time TV show. That is, since we have 2 channels, our lecturers will deliver lectures in the studio, and on time it will be delivered to the nation. So everybody can participate in that program, and our students will be notified earlier that this is the time for this kind of real-time TV program, and they will interact through their telephone, their mobile set. They can use the mobile set to ask questions of their teachers, and teachers will give, instantly they will give the responses. So this is a real-time TV show, what we say. And we are also going to have some kind of live streaming. Live streaming means classes will be held here, for example, in the classroom. There will be one digital camera on the back of the room, one digital camera here on the back of the teacher, and these 2 cameras will focus the total class. Whenever classes will be held, whatever the lecturers will be doing, whatever the students will be doing in the classroom, everything will be thrown in the internet. So automatically students from anywhere in the world can see the programs. So this is one way. So our organization in the future will look like this. So in addition to conventional lecture program, in addition to conventional your printed materials, we have to think in a different way. Otherwise survival will be really very difficult. So we want to have a very good future, we want to have a bright future. On top of everything, we need a very strategic leadership. We need visionary leadership in conjunction with transformational leadership. The leaders at the top of the organization must have the ability and articulation to develop a good vision for the university and to reform the mission statements at every 1, 2 or 3 years with the change of demands in the society. So if ideas can be created and you can go with the technological development in the society, in the market, even in the worldwide, then definitely there is a very good future for the ODL organization. I hope the best for all of your universities and also for my university. Thank you.
Thank you.